Morning, this is Lou DeLorca, OLP365, coming at you. I'm trying to figure out this camera angle, so bear with me as we get through it. I wanted to talk to you today about health. That's one of the 12 paths. And it's a important path because the body fuels all the other paths. It also fuels your mind. Keeps you strong. Getting on a health path, it requires discipline. Discipline for working out, discipline for showing up, discipline for dieting. And that transcends the other aspects of your life. Discipline for dealing with problems, discipline for handling issues, discipline for working. And it builds strength. So we're going to do a lot of stuff like that. And what's going to happen is I'm in a traffic jam here. So what's going to happen is it's going to permeate other aspects of your life. And you're going to see how it builds your momentum for the year and for the rest of your life. You know, working out has to be a lifestyle. Health has to be a lifestyle for a lifetime, not just getting in shape for summer. Although that's important, you know, getting in shape, looking good. But a lot of it, get your body movement. Your body is designed to move. It has to move. If you're sedentary, you're going to start getting sick and you're going to start feeling the effects of that over the years. Also, it gets the blood flow started. The blood flow is the lifeblood. It's the energy. You know, without getting scientific, the blood transports energy molecules through the muscles. Well, if you don't have any blood flowing, you have no oil, if you will, or gasoline. So the body's going to be sluggish. And it only gets worse over time. So a lot of you guys find yourselves in situations where you're sluggish, you're overweight, you get addicted to junk food, things like that. So health is gonna, if you make health the pillar, everything else is gonna work out. Also, another aspect of health is the conditioning. You have to, build your endurance up. You have to be able to walk up a flight of stairs. You have to be able to carry your grandson or your children. Good for heart. You got to keep the heart. The heart's the pump. When the heart goes, you already know, man, you're done. And then, we're going to talk about how to get in shape. A lot of you guys jump right in the weight room, and that's the wrong place to start. You want to work with, start with calisthenics. This is why the military uses calisthenics in boot camp. I mean, there are no weights. It's all push-ups, sit-ups, squats, burpees, jumping jacks. All of that is by design. It isn't because it isn't any good or it's they can't afford to buy the equipment. They know, no. If we can get these guys building up endurance, then we can get them on a weight training program when they get into a special unit or whatever group they're going to be in. So that's important. It also trains your body for no excuses, but I suggest you build up. Like when you do calisthenics, do 5. There's no need to do 50, do 5. In 2 weeks, you'll be up to 10. In a month, you'll be doing 30, maybe even 50. Okay? And then you're ready for strength. That's when you want to get into the weight room, the strength training. But even then, I recommend you start with dumbbells or you start with kettlebells. lightweight, build up the strength. That takes a little while. This whole thing is a process. It isn't just let me jump in and work out. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get injured. Okay? Lifting requires a certain method. It isn't just put the weight on and lift it. You want to know how to do repetitions, sets, drop sets, pyramid sets, bulk sets. There's a whole gamut of exercise. As I mentioned to you before, I'm a former football coach, and I trained championship players that played in Pac-10, colleges, USC, Notre Dame. A lot of them went on to the pros, Jets, San Francisco 49ers, Tampa Bay. These are kids that I had a hand in their training, and I know that they still remember a lot of the stuff that I taught them, because when they got into the pro ranks, they went through a similar process and they were familiar with it. And then, dieting. The fuel you put in your system is just like a car. If you use cheap gasoline, your car is going to start malfunctioning. The body's no different. A lot of you guys are just going crazy with the junk food. And that is having a terrible effect inside your body. That's where the discipline comes in. As you can see, it's starting to incur discipline, willpower, habit. You got to cut back. You got to change your diet. You got to start eating fresh. But even then, it's a process. You can't just jump into it. You have to ease yourself out of it and then gradually increase it. And then when you're working out, your body, it'll reach what's called a eutectic point, where it's starting working together. Now your body needs the fruits, vegetables, and meats or proteins that you're taking in because of the exercise. Now it's ready for it. And then if you do go and have some junk food, you'll taste it and you'll go, yeah, I don't want any more. This doesn't taste good. Okay, but your body has to change that chemistry. And it will, if you allow it to. And it works the other way. If you need to lose weight, then you need to start, tracking your carbs, tracking your calories. And if you want to gain weight, it's different. You have to track and increase the calories. So, as you can see, it's a process. It isn't just getting into the gym. You have to put all these things together. When you start eating real food, your body will start thinking clearer. Your mind will start being clearer. Your thoughts will be clearer. You'll be more decisive. You'll be more energetic. All these things. You'll start to enter your prime. We talk about our prime years at 18. That's just the beginning. You can be in your prime anytime. That's why we call this optimum life path. You're always optimizing. You're always in there. So it isn't just when you're 18. I'm 65 years old, and I have to lose 10 pounds, and I just completed chemo and radiation therapy for prostate cancer, so I guess I'm a survivor. And then I had knee replacement surgery, complete knee replacement surgery in July of 24. So I have to get back into it. I'm not allowing myself to say, well, this happened and that happened. It's like, okay, then let's modify a working program. Let's eat the right foods, and let's start working out. So I'm expecting this whole journey for me to take, a year. But that's nothing. It isn't, it's not happening fast enough. The cool thing is that not only are you building your strength, but you're building your stamina, your endurance, your discipline. And this permeates all the other paths. When you start developing goals or you want to create a business, it's going to require endurance and stamina. And you're going to have to take the ups and downs with it, but you're going to be strong. I like to think of your body as armor. And in order for you to have that strong armor, it has to be a strong health program. Not just, I work out because summer's coming and I want to be strong because, I want to look good. Looking good, my friends, is a byproduct of health. Not the end result. It's a byproduct. It'll give you so many more opportunities, dividends, so many more. So don't just look at it as looking good. You're going to look good just because you're working out. So keep that in mind. You're going to get like four for one instead of, I'm working out looking good and then after summer I don't look good anymore. You don't want to live that way. You want to learn how to cycle your workouts so that, like, I work out seasonally. I do something in the fall, I do a different program in the winter, something in the spring, and then something in the summer, and then I just keep circling it around, cycling it through. Same thing with diet. I drink more protein at a certain time. I lower carbs at a certain time. So all this you got to learn. But you got to get on the path. That's the first thing. You got to get on the path. So when you start working out, think of it this way. Strength breeds confidence. Energy fuels success. Discipline permeates all aspects of your life. And if you continue to see things that way and do things that way, you're going to see a huge difference in your life. A complete transformation. The other thing is that it teaches you certain qualities. It develops certain qualities. Consistency. That's a mindset because you have to prioritize. You're being drawn in this direction, that direction. Your girlfriend wants you to take her out. Your buddy wants to go to a picnic or get a beer or whatever the case is. And you have to say, no, I need to work out. I'll catch up to you after that, but this is what I do. So that teaches consistency, teaches resilience. Like, I need to get this on. I got these problems I got to deal with. I can deal with it. It teaches you endurance, builds endurance, not just for working out, but for dealing with things. Some problems take a while to deal with, but you have the stamina. You built that. And then your strength. When you get strength, it protects you, not just physically, but mentally. You're prepared. Bring it. Deal with it. Where other people shy away from, what would you call it? Challenges. You bring them on. You're like, no, yeah, bring them on. I'm ready for them. And then eating the right food. Eating the right food. That's probably a third of a health program. Eating the right food is a must. Yeah, you can't underestimate that. You have to eat the right food. Otherwise, you're not going to excel. And then the other qualities that it helps is like your self-image. You're going to look good. When you look good, you're going to feel good. When you feel good, your mind's going to talk to you. And your self-regulation is going to be good. And then everything builds from there. The other thing it's going to be is you're going to, what would you say? It's going to be holistic. Okay, the health is the foundation that all the other paths are going to emanate from. And you're going to see a 360. So 360, 365 is the entire year. And then the bottom line is how you treat your body is going to determine what the outcome of your life is going to be. So I can't emphasize health enough. Okay? So now that you understand the importance of it, let's talk about some of the aspects of it. One of them is movement, just basic movement. If you haven't worked out in a while, or if you're new to working out, when I was in school, we used to have gym class and you learned how to do this. We don't have that anymore. we let you run around the field and stuff, but there's no structure to it. And I see a lot of young men who, are out of shape. They don't have any strength. So movement is first. Movement. I get up, I do a 12-minute movement routine. 5 push-ups, I pick up a dumbbell, move it around. Nothing heavy, just movement. I lift my knees up, I twist my body, circle my neck, just basic movement. Okay? Get that started first. And then once you start doing that, then you're ready for some calisthenics. And I have a program called Base 5. And that just means 5 repetitions of 5 exercises. Sit. 5. Yeah, we know you can do 50. We don't want you to do 50. You're going to get hurt. Do 5. Do that for 2 weeks. And then you move into a Base 10 program. Now you're doing 10 exercises for 10 reps. You will feel the difference. You will start noticing the difference. Once you do that, now you're ready for basic weight training. And basic means basic. Then there's intermediate weight training. And then there's advanced weight training. Okay? So the first thing is movement. And then after that, conditioning or calisthenics. And then after your calisthenics, you're ready for the weights. And if you follow that path, I'm telling you, you'll see the results. And you learn to incorporate them. And you might do different exercises, body weight exercises, because you're stronger. You're able to do things you couldn't do before. And then when you start lifting weights, the basic stuff are the basic musculature exercises. One exercise per muscle group, like bicep curls, tricep curls, pull downs, bench press, squats. That's all. You're just basically getting the muscles aware, getting used to it. And then advanced training is where you understand basic, and now you're starting to go for what would you call it? Intermediate exercises. And that's where you start doing 3 sets of 10. 2 sets are lifts. The last set is a speed set. And then you start doing pyramids. That's where you start out with 8 repetitions at, say, 40 pounds. And then you do 6 reps at 60 pounds. And then you do 4 reps at 80 pounds. That's it. You're done. That's it. Don't do any more. You'll get hurt. And then you have what's called drop sets. That's the reverse. That's where you drop weight, increase the reps. So say you're doing 40-pound curls, and you're doing 8 of them. Well, you drop off 5 pounds, and now you do 10 of them. Drop off another 5, now you do 12. Drop off another 5, you do 15. They're called drop sets. Once you understand that concept, then you're able to go to advanced weight training, and that's where you understand how to bulk. You'll identify where your strength is, like my shoulders need more work. You'll start creating 3 exercises for that, 1 exercise for the others. So that's when you get advanced, and you'll have command of all this. And then we talk about diet. And your diet, same thing. If you're eating junk food and, you don't have a good diet, then the first thing you want to do is clean up your diet. And I would start with minimizing the junk food. If you're doing McDonald's or some fast food thing regularly, the first week, cut out 2 visits. Eat an apple. Just try it. You'll know your body, and you'll know how long you can go. And then eventually, you want to start incorporating fruits and vegetables. Don't go buy a whole bag of things. Just buy 1 or 2 apples for the week. Maybe an avocado. Start incorporating that. Start eating eggs, using eggs. Start, increasing your protein. Chicken, fish, steak, any of those kind of things. And then you'll start to do meal preps. You'll start to know what combinations of foods to eat. So if you're doing calisthenics, you'll know like you need lighter protein meals. When you start getting into weight training, you're going to need heavier protein meals, protein shakes and things like that, vitamin supplements. And then you want to work into your meal plans. Like, this is what I eat for breakfast. I'm aware of how many carbs, how many calories. This is what I want to do for lunch. This is what I'm doing for dinner. Then you can get into some intermittent fasting where you don't eat one meal. Like, you skip breakfast and you eat at lunch. Or you go one meal a day. But you have to build up to this. You can't just jump into it. You have to build up to it. And it's a path. You're on the path. But in 3-4 months, you'll have this thing dialed in for a lifetime. And you will see the difference in your body. No doubt. As I mentioned in some of the other video, the financial video, time and value. There's going to be time and value. You have to put the time in to get the value out. That's just the way it works. It's a basic investment principle. You're just investing time into your body, and you're going to get the value of it. So that's the basic concept of how you want to work out. And if you put those things together, you'll start to master it. You'll understand it. And then you do want to enjoy life. I'm not one of these hard grounding guys where you could just work out, no eating, no fun. You want to have a hamburger. You want to go to a barbecue, have some ribs. And, you fall off the wagon. Well, that's okay. Then you fall back on it. It's not a big deal. You do it for one day, then you get back on it the next day. You don't torture yourself or beat yourself up. It's just part of living. Even I go out once in a while and have a steak dinner with a beer. It's all right. Have a hot dog and a Coke. I just don't do it every day. Right now, I think I mentioned that I'm 65 years old and I just beat prostate cancer. I finished the chemotherapy, the radiation therapy, and now I'm in remission and recovery. So I'm learning how to live again in terms of what I could eat. I can't eat the way I used to eat because that fuels cancer cells. Glucose. Food turns into glucose and turn into insulin, and then it turns into, and that's what feeds fuel. That's the fuel for cancer cells to come back. So I have to make sure that I monitor that. But that's my diet, not yours. But I can still work out now. And now I'm going to start to learn what foods I can eat to build up again and get strong. I had knee replacement surgery. So now I have to start doing certain exercises that give me flexibility, strengthen the knee. I still walk just a little lopsided, but that's from the strength. My leg can't endure that kind of stamina yet. So I have to build it up, and I will. Once that's all set up, then I'll start hitting the weights. And I know next year this time, I'm telling you, I'll be back where I used to be in my formidable self. So, the health path for Optimum Living 365, as you can see, very important. And I'm going to start laying out some videos on how to do the basic 5 movement. How to do the movement program. I'm going to show you how to do the base 5 program and the exercises. And then I'm going to show you how to do the base 10. And then we'll just progress into basic weightlifting, advanced weightlifting, intermediate weightlifting. And then I'll show you along the way some of the dieting tips that I use. And you can find them anywhere. I mean, they're books, they're online. It's just you got to set them up. And what I found is prepping, meal prep. I have a grocery list, and I buy the same thing. I don't change it. This is what I eat. This is what I do. This is how I do it. And it's starting to work. I need to lose 10 pounds. So that's my goal. That's what's motivating me. I want to lose 10 pounds. So you need to find out what it is you want to do. Do you want to get stronger? Do you want to get a better physique? Do you want to eat better? Whatever the case is. And then you got in your journal. Now we're back to our journal. You want to start journaling what your process is, what you're going through, how you feel. Now, this video information should be in your notebook. Now we're back to the OLP365 notebook. You should open up your health tab and start taking notes there. So that's what those tools were for. If you haven't seen the tool video, you want to go check that out, because you're going to need a notebook, a journal, and your planner. You're going to have to plan your meals, plan your activities so you're consistent. It's easier when people say, hey, we're going to the beach on Saturday. You want to go? You look and go, yeah, I'll do my workout at 6 a.m. What time are people meeting at the beach? At 11. Yeah, I can get it done by then. Now you're enjoying life. It's not killing you. Okay? And I want you to comment. What are some of your goals? You know, we have, I think it's 15 or 20 subscribers now. So I'm talking to you. If you want to get on this and transform, I'm here to help you. So drop a comment and let me know what you're doing. I eventually want to build a community of OLP365 members. Guys who are serious about making this a lifestyle. And I'm looking forward to it, as I told you. And I'm leaving a lot of these videos and a lot of these, I don't know what to call them, issues that I'm running into. I'm uploading them raw because I want you to see. I've never done this before. I have never created a channel like this. I don't have a website. My books aren't published yet. But I want you to see next year that I can say, in reflecting, look what I accomplished on the OLP 365 program. And I'm hoping you'll have your accomplishments that you can look at, because from there, the next year is going to be even better, more optimal, if there is such a thing. And, you know, don't forget, there's 12 paths. And your finances are going to improve. Your personal development plans will improve. You're going to improve as a person as a result of that. And it's just going to beget more and more success. Okay? So I'm looking forward to it. And that's why I'm leaving these videos raw, the first, 50 or whatever. And then as I learn how to edit, I learn how to do the overlays, I learn how to text. I don't even know how to start a community yet. So once I learn how to start a community, or some of you guys out there who know can help me, tell me how to do it. Comment, let me know where I can contact you. I don't know how to start a podcast, but I'm going to start a podcast. And then eventually, I like to get where we have our own group. It's our own community. And I don't have a name for them yet, but I want to be able to say, yeah, you're part of the elite. You're one of us. You are into the program. You've done this. And then lead by example. I know there's a lot of people out there telling you what to do, giving you advice, and that's okay. But if you can lead by example, that makes you a leader. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you what to do. I'm doing it. I'm living it. That's the kind of man you want to be. The proof is in the pudding. And you want people to say, no, this guy lives it. Look at him. Look what he's accomplished. I want you to refer back and go, look at his first video, man. Look how amateur it was. Look how shaky it was. But look what he does now. He does that. He makes those videos. He learned how to use all that equipment. He learned how to do this. He put this together. He designed all this. I'm looking forward to that. Okay? I'm not shying away from it. The last year, I was focusing on my health, literally, because I was diagnosed with cancer and I had to go through the therapy. So I focused on that. I used the OLP 365 principles for health, where I didn't go swimming. I didn't go to the beach. I didn't do anything except go to therapy and radiation. That was it. And I didn't eat fun food. I was eating vegetables and a bunch of other stuff that, wasn't very tasty. But it was because I had to work on a cellular level. So those of you who are going through some health issues, comment, let me know. I can help you. I can show you the route. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not prescribing anything. I'm just telling you what I did. And now I come to the table with the doctors, and when they tell me, here's what we're going to do, I counteract it. I said, no, here's what we're going to do. We're going to increase my diet with this. Then I'm going to do this. Then we're going to retest my blood. Then we'll see where we are. Then we can decide what we're going to do from there. I'm learning about medications now because they just want to give me these poison medications. It'll help with the cancer progression, but it'll shut down my liver. I'm like, no. Look at the commercials on TV and whatever they're selling. After they're done with the benefits, they say this can cause constipation, high blood pressure, heart disease, blindness, and in some cases, death. I'm like, wait a minute. Why am I going to take a pill that's going to help me solve this issue, but then it's going to kill me? Makes no sense. But we're buying into that. You don't want to do that. You want to learn. You want to take charge. Take charge of your own life. And that's what I've done. So if you're going through anything health-wise, drop a comment. If you have any physical goals, put that in the comment. Because as I make these things or these videos, I want to address you. I want to be able to say, we have a subscriber, name's Mike from Ohio, and he says he has difficulty doing push-ups. Well, Mike, let me show you a variation of a push-up you can do. There you go. I know that this is digital, but when you join the community, I want us to know each other. Eventually I want to get a podcast going or a webinar going where we can all show up just to introduce ourselves, just to see who's in the community. Now we have friends. I don't want it to just be, I'm talking to one guy and the rest of us are out there in digital space. Let's change that. I'm a school teacher and I'm retiring soon. I have 32 years in. I've been a school principal. I've been a teacher. I've taught in multiple grade levels. But I've learned principles. And I know that building community is super important. A lot of my students were high achievers because of the community I built in the classroom. All my kids knew each other. One of the activities I had was they had to go introduce themselves to 5 people they didn't know. They saw them around school, but they didn't know them. And they had to learn 2 things about them and then share out with the class. And then I did it again the following week, but it has to be 5 people you didn't know before, and on and on. Within a month, everybody knew everybody and something about everybody. And now I was able to set up little sets of groups. You help these guys. You people are doing this. Red group helps blue group. And my students succeeded because I know the importance of community. So I know that this is a digital age. But it doesn't have to be where we're out in digital space and we don't know each other if we're part of the same community. I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm going to need some of you to help me. So say in the comment, yeah, I can help you. I know how to do that. Here's the software you need, or here's the program to look into. Let's make this a community that's viable. Let's help each other out. Let's encourage each other on. Along with health now, I want to talk about mental health. Super important. Your mental health is just as important as your physical health. Some of you guys are in I'm just going to say toxic relationships with friends, girls, parents, family members. You have to get out of that. You have to. It's not good for your mental health. It's draining. So, mental health. We have a path called repose. Super important. You have to incorporate that in your life, where you get away, disconnect, recreate, and then come back, recharged, rejuvenated, ready to go again. You have to do that. That's important. So your mental health is just as important. If you have anger management issues, seek counseling. I don't know where we got this idea that if you go to counseling, you're a weak person. If you need counseling, take it. If you're having trouble with alcohol, join Alcoholics Anonymous. Great group. If you have a drug addiction or you're going through substance, get help to help you get out of that. Don't hang around the guys that are encouraging you to do it. It's not going to help you. Misery loves company, so they're going to drag you down with them. You have to be strong to cut away. That's where community comes in. You know, if we can get a community going where we text or we communicate somehow, and you say, I'm having trouble, someone can go, hey, I went through that. Here's what I did. There's help in numbers. So remember that. It isn't just physical strain, mental strain. You know, if you have a girlfriend that's just beating on you and taking you down and belittling you, you have to get out of that. Yeah, you don't deserve that. Girls are a dime a dozen. And the other byproduct, just like working out is going to give you that physique, the byproduct of that physique is going to get you more attraction. Human beings are primal, okay? And the best way to say it is the lion pride, right? The lioness, they want to mate with the lion. The strong, royal, regal, majestic lion. They want to mate. There's, 10 of them in the pride, and they're vying for his attention. They want to mate with him. The peacocks. The prettiest peacocks are the males, right? So however they mate, they walk by and the peacocks fan their tails like, check me out, look at me. And the female peacocks come along. That's primal. That isn't sexist or inequality. That's primal. That's the way it is. You start working out and you start showing physique, looking good, women are going to come on to you. That's just normal. That isn't unusual. That's normal. Yeah, they're going to want to know who you are. Well, they're going to want to know that you're more than just a strong body. They're going to want to know you have your finances in order. They're going to want to know you have personal development. They're going to want to know you do repose. They're going to want to know all this. So you got a lifestyle blueprint with OLP365. And they're going to see your success and it's going to attract them. Then that's going to bring a whole different problem. We'll talk about that later. That might be a good problem to have or not. Depends on your situation. Okay, so your mental health, very important, man. Very important. Can't stress that enough. And then you want to get in some activity. Make it a hobby, right? Tennis, karate, boxing, MMA. You don't have to make it your life's goal. You just want to have some outlet where you can interact with other men and, tussle and get in there. That's part of it. You can't just learn something and never use it. You got to know how to work with other guys. That's the bonding. That's the manhood. Very important. Don't underestimate that. It's going to make you a better father because your sons are going to see it and they're going to emulate it. They're going to have an example for the rest of their life to go, no, my dad did this. This is what my dad did. I'm going to do it. And then also part of your mental health is you got to take a break, right? And that's where the hamburger or the cigar or the barbecue comes in. Yeah. Strong men know their limits. Weak men overindulge. Okay? Like, I enjoy, one of my stress release is I enjoy smoking a cigar and having a glass of cognac. Now, I don't do that every day. I might do it every 3 to 6 weeks, depending. But I enjoy it. And it's also part of my repose. It's where I get to sit back and just think and enjoy. But I don't drink 5 glasses of cognac and then smoke 6 cigars. I don't do that. And then when I go to a party or a barbecue, I'll have a beer or 2. That's it. And then I'll have some water before I drive home. Again, a strong man knows how to enjoy without indulging. A weak man overindulges. So keep that in mind. And then the other thing, just as important, is emotional health. There was a book out a few years ago called Emotional Intelligence. I read it. I agreed with some of it. Some of it I didn't really agree with. But it got me thinking about emotional health. Yeah, you got to be emotionally healthy. In our society, at least when I was growing up back in the 60s, men couldn't cry, which meant men couldn't feel emotion. It's not true. Okay? It's not true. Allow yourself to feel. That's what makes us human. Let yourself feel. You know, if I have a son and he passes away, I'm going to feel it. I'm not going to say, well, I don't cry because men don't cry. I'm going to feel it. And if my body wants to express itself in tears, I'm going to permit it. If I want to feel sad or sympathetic for someone, I'm going to feel it. If I want to show empathy for someone, I'm going to. If my dog passes away, I have to put it down, I'm going to need some time alone because I'm suffering a loss. So I'm going to grieve a little bit. But again, a strong man knows how to indulge himself in it and then come out of it. A weak man doesn't know how to return. Okay? But emotional intelligence is emotional health, very important. You know, you want to express love to your child. You want to hug your sons, kiss your sons. Tell them, I love you. Tell them, I love you, I'm proud of you. And when they do something wrong, tell them, I disagree with that. Knock it off. Now, just because I'm disciplining you or scolding you doesn't mean I don't love you. But I'm not going to say, well, I got to speak soft to you because, it's going to affect your self-esteem and I don't want to harm our relationship. That's nonsense. Give it to them hard and fast. And if they cry, let them cry and ask them, are you done? All right. You're still going to rake the leaves now. There it is. And then when he's done, you tell him, good job. You did excellent. Let's go get some ice cream. And he'll start to learn. Oh, all right. Wow, he didn't get on me for crying. It's like, no, boys cry. They're human. I would worry about a man who his son died and he didn't shed any tears. I'm like, well, that's odd. Yeah. And we're going to discuss this as we get deeper down the path. Okay? So you got your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say, and your spiritual health. We have another path called spirituality, and it's not religion. It's universal principles. It's your maker. It's whoever your God is. It's whoever you believe in. It's whatever your faith is. I'm not refuting it, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But all of us got to have something to believe in. Spiritual health, super important. I start my day with prayer every morning, without fail. Prayer. I pray to my Lord every morning. I speak to Him. I do my Bible verse reading. I seek His wisdom. I seek His advice. That's my spiritual health. I am spiritually healthy. Okay? Well, spiritual health means your soul. Your soul. And that's where the term mind, body, and soul comes from. You can't just have one. You got to have all three. While we're talking about our health, that's the body. Okay? We're talking about our mind, mental health, reading, your personal development, learning things, developing your skills. That's the mind, that's learning. And now we're talking about your spiritual health, which is your soul. I call that the triangle or the pyramid. You build your life around those three principles, everything else is going to be powerful, strong, solid. And as a young man, 20 years old, 25 years old, 28 years old, I have no doubt that if you want to be a millionaire, you're going to have all the knowledge and the principles to do it. You're going to have the stamina, the strength, the emotional strength, the mental strength, physical strength. You're going to be a leader among men. Men are going to want to emulate you. And you're going to be the competition. Competition's healthy. You're going to be the competition. Look at football. That's just healthy competition. But look at our society. During football season, every Saturday and Sunday, we're glued to the TV. The NFL owns part of the summer and all of the what is that? The fall. Okay? Part of the summer, all of the fall, and part of the winter. That's about 4 to 5 months out of the year that our society in America tunes in. That's raw competition. That's all it is. We put our kids in football, baseball, because of competition. So competition's healthy. And if you're in good shape, you're going to be a better competitor. And the competitors, the top competitors, win. I'm not telling you this is how you win. This is the way you win. This is the way you win. And look at Europe. We're having football games now in Germany, England. That means Europe is catching on. Mexico. Other countries are catching on to football. They play soccer, that's great. But there's not enough rough and tumble in it. So they like the American football because they're modern gladiators. It's a field acquisition game. It's almost like a metaphor for battle. You want our yardage, you want to score, we're not going to allow it. We want to score. Look at the term, offense. Football coaches, they launch an offensive attack. That's what offense means. Let's launch an offense. Let's attack that cornerback. Let's attack this linebacker. Let's get some yardage. Look at the other term, defense. Let's defend. Let's defend our flag. Let's defend our goalposts. Let's defend our home. So all of these qualities come out of health, mental health, emotional health, physical health. So I'm going to sign off on this video. But remember now, health, it has to be a lifestyle, not just something you do to get in shape. It has to be a lifestyle for the rest of your life. Okay? So I want you to drop a comment and tell me what you're doing right now, or if you're not doing anything right now for your health. Okay? So I'm going to sign off, and I want you guys to think about this particular video, and also think about the raw footage, because I want to look back and say, look at that video compared to this video. That's when I first started, because that's the mental stamina I'm going to bring as a result of my physical stamina. Okay? So you guys have a great day. This is Lou from OLP365. I'm talking to the gentleman this morning about the website. It's under construction. That should be online sometime in March, he said. But I'll keep you posted. Also, there's a book going to the publisher, so I'm thinking that in the next 2 or 3 weeks, that book will be available on Amazon. But I'll keep you posted on that as well. Okay? Take care. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.